welcome to a new episode of the Woolly Thistle Shopcast. It's great to be back with you yet again, and you might notice there's some new things happening over here on the bookcase of wool, and I will tell you all about that in just a minute. But thank you for joining us today. It's great to be back with you as always, and this is our every other week check-in right here on YouTube. And last time I asked you to tell me, you know, who you've told about the Woolly Thistle, and many of you, we had hundreds of comments, did tell me that you've told your sister or told a friend. So thank you so much for that. We love getting the word out, and that you're helping us do that is just, you know, brilliant. So thank you. So let's just jump right into the $25 gift certificate. We give that away every episode, and last time I asked you to tell me who you had told about the Woolly Thistle, but you didn't have to tell us. You know, if you haven't told anyone, that's fine. You can still leave a comment and be in the running. So the winner this time is Kelle Fechler, and her name is there. Congratulations, Kelly. That is exciting for you. You won a $25 gift certificate to the shop. So all you need to do is send us an email at info@thewoolly thistle, put winner all in caps in the subject line so that we can pick you out and get you your gift certificate to you. And Kelly, my printer refuses to print any YouTube comments right now, but I think you have shared the Woolly Thistle with your sister, and that she's a new knitter, if I remember right. And so this is great. We love new knitters, and we love introducing them to the really good wool nice and early. So yeah, thanks to everybody who left a comment, and we'll do the same again this time. Leave a comment, give us a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel, and you'll be in the running for a $25 gift certificate next time. And I don't know what the prompt will be, so right now just leave us a comment saying anything you like, and maybe throughout the recording of this I'll come up with my question. That's typically how it happens. So what I'm wearing today, I am wearing a vanilla sweater. I think I was having anxiety and not wearing a vanilla sweater last time. Last time I wore my Silver Forest, which is a gorgeous, gorgeous, designed by Jennifer Stein-Gass, who is Knit Love Wool on Instagram. And I think she's that on Ravelry too. But prolific designer with hundreds of thousands of followers, and just a lovely girl from Maine. And so anyway, I was wearing that last time and I really enjoyed it. There's a picture of it here where I knitted mine in the Jamison Smith Supreme with the colour work yoke done in that too. But today I'm back in my usual uniform of the vanilla sweater. This is the first one I knitted. This was the prototype, just a raglan, kind of very loose fitting. Oh, and thanks for your comments. If you left comments about the waist shaping and that was a good tip. Yes, I don't know if I have any more of them today, but we'll see. But yeah, so this is my most favorite vanilla sweater. Of course, this is designed by me. It's called Vanilla for a reason. It's very plain and simple, which is a great base if you want to start, you know, launching off into cables or colorworks in a design such as this. But this is my favorite because I love this color. It's 4128. Of course, it's in Rauma Finullgarn, knitted on nice bigger needles than you would typically knit this yarn with to give it that drape and flow. So I'm in my happy place. Jeans, long shirt, and a vanilla sweater. I have 4 of them, and I do have plans to knit one in a more spring kind of color, but I don't know which one yet. It's all about knitting accessories right now, and actually today is Sunday the 21st that I'm recording this. You won't see it until the following Friday, which is the 26th of March. But as of the day of recording, we are actually going to be shutting down the colourwork accessory Cowl, and we will be announcing winners. But we have had so much participation. It's been really, really great. So let me tell you some stats if I have them here. At the time of recording this, we've had over 367 FOs posted in the FO thread. And this is Sunday morning, so we still got all day today. We've had over 2,246 posts in the thread and around 550 photos in just the chatter thread. Amazing, just amazing. So thank you so much for participating. I hope you've enjoyed it and knitted lots of things. I have knitted 2 things. One is an FO, and one down here is a whip, but it could be an FO if I was going with a shorter length. Shall I just talk about my FOs right now? Yes, why don't we do that? So right here, first up on the bookcase, it's still too big, is my Gajunga or Jagunda Baa-ble hat. Now, there are ways to make this smaller, I guess, and if you read the notes on Ravelry for the pattern, if you're smart, not like me, you will learn how to resize this hat so that it actually fits as a hat. Also, I knitted this in Vams by Rauma, which is their very fluffy, is it an Aran weight? I'm going off the top of my head now, that's bad. I think it's an Aran weight, I'll correct myself here if I'm wrong. But it's a nice and thick yarn, and it's very fluffy. Perfect for this kind of color work. Enough sheep, no less. So pretty. So what I ended up doing, and I recorded myself doing this, except I didn't. I thought I did. I had it all set up over my hands, pressed record, and went to work cutting and things, and I didn't actually record it. So I don't have it for you, but that's okay. I have another project coming up that I will show you if I can sort my technology out. So basically all I did was I took some scissors and cut a slit there and one there. And this is not neat at all, but this is just for me at home. I crochet chained up the side. And what I need to do is just tuck the ends in. Actually, I think I did tuck the ends in, but there's a few missing, you know, a little bit of tidying up needed there. But basically, you know, that's what it looks like. I did this in a rush yesterday, to be honest with you. But it does serve the purpose of keeping your teapot nice and warm, but it's still too big, isn't it? Just gigantic, but not scary at all to steek. Although if you are planning to make a teapot cozy, you might be best to actually go with a pattern that tells you either how to knit with this hole and this one here so that you don't have to steek it, or find one that steeks. I'm sure there are some patterns out there that have you steek, and we'll walk you through it, and also give you your actual steek stitches so that those fold back. I was steeking on live stitches that were that I wasn't sacrificing in the turn back, so mine's a little not as good as it could be because it was an afterthought. But as an afterthought, I think is great, right? I mean, just look how big that is. As an afterthought, nobody's ever going to wear this as an actual hat because it's too big. And I could try and full it or felt it, but then it's not going to be that comfortable. It'll probably come out too small. So we're going to use this at home as a lovely teapot cozy. And you know, sometimes it pays to be adventurous with your knitting and not too precious. I did rip out the first hat that came out too big in this yarn, and then someone said, well, why don't you make it a teapot cozy? And I thought, yeah, of course, that's a brilliant idea. So I knitted mine again, and it was still too big, even though I went down several sizes of needles. But I was using yarn that wasn't written for the pattern too, and so it was still too big. And I'm not going to knit it a third time. I don't feel like doing that. Time to move on. So teapot cozy it is. Yeah. Also up there from last time is the Jamison Smith 2-ply colorwork yarn, or I called it colorwork yarn. It's Jamison Smith 2-ply jumper weight yarn, which is often used for colorwork. It's like the quintessential colorwork yarn. But over there in the corner, you can see the cushion, and this is with the crochet side facing out. These are just little tiny granny squares that I did in some of the yarns from Jamison Smith, and then joined them together. And it's a very happy wee pillow there. I like that up there. Henrietta is here, and I got to get kits together. Thanks for your patience with me. I just haven't got the brain space. And again, I knitted this with stash yarn, so I'd want to knit it properly. Maybe actually if somebody wants to test knit it, I can put together a couple of kits for test knitters, and you can test how much yarn it takes to make this, because that's what I'm waiting to do, is to figure out how much yarn I actually need, because I didn't keep track of it. I just knitted it for myself, and but now I'd like to offer it to you guys as a kit. And I said that without any plans, just thinking I'd do it, and then went to do it and I was like, oops, I don't know really how much yarn of both of these we need. I'm sure that one ball of the dark grey and maybe 2 balls of the light, but I don't know, I can't remember. So if you're interested in that, do leave a comment below, and we'll maybe see about getting a couple of test knitters so that we can get the amounts of yarn sorted out, so that then we can put it out there as a kit. That would be fun. Next here is a brand new colorway collection from West Yorkshire Spinners, and I'll just tell you about it seeing we're here. There's 4 new colorways, and West Yorkshire Spinners signature 4-ply yarn is gorgeous, great, happy, workhorse sock yarn, and this collection is in self-striping, and it's from Winnick Mum. Winnick Mum designed these, and we've got the green one is spring. This lovely pinky red one, which I really love, is summer. And then we've got the fall, whoops, and the blue one is icicle, winter icicle. So we do have these in the shop right now, and they've been selling very nicely, but let me show you them on their own. Yeah, all I can think of is verdant, green, lily pads, frog ponds, spring, and the weather here is starting to look like it's not winter anymore. So we've got that dirty snow everywhere, and of course up here in northern New England that means mud season. So my car is filthy, but there you have it. So anyway, this is the spring. That picture there is I think it's oil on wood. I bought it at Rhinebeck a couple of years ago. I love it. Isn't that nice? The pink's in there throughout. Just warm. Pat Mallison. I bought this at Rhinebeck, and I'm very happy with it. On the back, I think it's just a bit of barn board. Very happy with that. I'm still unpacking from the move, so I found that recently. Yeah, so anywho, this is the spring. No, summer. Is it Summer Sunset, I think it's called? It's number 881. And the fall after that is gorgeous. Really good fall colors. And this is color 885. It's probably listed as autumn though, which is what the Brits refer to, which is correct. And of course, winter icicle is a lovely cool blue with some darker blues thrown in there too. Really nice. So self-striping yarn, all of them. Really fun. Really, really fun. And soft. So this has got, I think 35% BFL in it. The rest is British wool. And then there is a 75% wool, 25% nylon. So really good, strong, will last forever. Yeah, my Agatha Socks there was knitted in the same yarn, just a solid colour called Penny Royal, which we don't have in stock. We did get our giant order in, but it didn't have the Penny Royal in it. I think it was my fault. I think I meant to order it and then didn't. I don't know why. That's like the favourite colour, and obviously I do like that colour, so for me to forget that is bad. However, we have a new inventory manager who started this week, and he is going to help get us up and running with that whole inventory. Inventory is a beast, I gotta say. It is a beast, and he is going to tame it. So I'm very excited about that. That has been my job for all this time, as well as the other bits and bobs that I do, which is quite a lot. So I'm really, really happy to give the daily running of the inventory over to Joshua and help him develop his sixth sense for things that we need. I will always be involved in everything. Don't doubt that for a minute. I will always be involved in everything, but I do need to give up the reins a little bit of the inventory, but you know, under my tutelage, we will continue on just fine. So yes, so that's that. And I think you've seen the rest. The Star Cardi there, we are still trying to get in yarn enough in the colors for the kits. So thank you for waiting on that. We're working on it. This wee bag here is an original Woolly Thistle tote bag. It was all just one color. I really like, actually, that. I like that. I'm thinking maybe one day we could reprint the color ones and have a little series of the black again. It's on a thinner canvas though. I do a thicker canvas now, but isn't that nice? Bit of history there. We are 5 years old this year. Can't even believe it. Can't even believe it. And I know many of you have been with us since the start. So thank you for that. You guys make it worthwhile, all of it. Right, anywho, let's talk about quickly what's in the shop right now. We have lots of pre-orders going on, at least at the time I'm recording this. Of course, 52 Weeks of Shawls came out on Friday, and oh my goodness, thank you so much for shopping with us and ordering your pre-order from us. We are doing a wee special deal right now that if you buy your 52 Weeks of Socks as well as the shawls, you get a wee tiny break on that. But thank you for shopping with us for those, and we will be getting them in just as soon as they let us have them, and we hope to have them out to you right for April 30th, which is their launch date. Fair Magazine, which is a brand new magazine about making more than knitting specifically, but there is other wool and yarn crafts in there in different ways that these makers are using it. So their first issue is coming out April 7th, and we have been selling a lot of pre-orders for it. I've just ordered more, in fact, so that we can keep selling that if you would like a copy. It looks very beautiful, and if you go to the shop website and go to that page, you can see a little video, a little promo video of what it's going to look like. It's quite high-end and reasonably priced as well, so I would get in on the ground floor with that one. I can't wait to see it myself. And Ruth, who is the mastermind behind that, is lovely. She's from Ireland, but I believe she lives in France, and I believe the magazine is being printed in Germany, but it's in English, so that's good. The photos are gorgeous. Really enjoying that coming along. Of course, Making Stories 5 is coming out at the end of March, and in fact by the time you're watching this, it will no longer be a pre-order. It will be fully stocked in the shop. Just gorgeous. I always love their patterns, but I'm really excited by a couple of their sweater patterns, which I showed you last time, that are in there. So they do a lovely job of their designs and their choices of yarns and things like that. Embody by Pom Pom, which is Jacqueline Cieslak's new book, brand new book, and embody and embolden, and I love it. Body positivity, not enough of that. I really love that in the knitting world we are really grappling with a lot of big issues, and one of them being body positivity and size inclusion, I mean to say. And so this book personifies that really well, and we've been selling that on pre-order, and I think that will also be available for a full-on sale by the time you're watching this. And of course, Strands of Joy, I expect that will no longer be on pre-order by the time you're seeing this, but it is now, and it's for the second printing. We sold out of all our pre-orders for the first printing. They all went out, and we're waiting for the second printing to be finished and shipped to us, and then we'll send those pre-orders out. So quite a lot of pre-orders going on right now. And I did just tell you about Winnick Mum's new yarn with West Yorkshire Spinners. With that big order from West Yorkshire Spinners, we did get quite a lot of other sock yarn, especially the solids, which you can find in the Spice Rack collection in West Yorkshire Spinners page on the shop. So we have quite a few Agatha Sock pattern kits that way available in different colors, just not this Penny Royal, unfortunately, but we have lots of others available. So if you're in the market for knitting a pair of Agatha Socks, which is a design by yours truly, this was my first design that I put out there into the world, and I love it. I've knitted, oh God, 7 or 8 pairs of these, never ever get bored with it. It's a cuff down, and I write on the pattern, or I suggest on Ravelry, that it's good for an adventurous beginner, and I would say that's true. But definitely an intermediate knitter. You know, it's a little bit, there are some jogs in the chart that you have to sort of understand what you're doing, I think, maybe. But if you're an adventurous beginner who is okay with trying and not freaking out, then you'll be fine. And I do talk to you about how to pick up stitches there and what I do to help keep things nice and tight there. So yeah, so there's more Agatha sock kits available. You get a ball of yarn, a Woolly Thistle tote bag, and the pattern. Digital copy. Oh my gosh, I hope we still have some in stock, but there's plenty in stock as I'm recording this. The Radiant Cowl by Ella Gordon. It's on the cover of Shetland Wool Week's annual from last year. It's that beautiful cowl, that bright cowl. And we've been waiting for these colors and they came in. So we have kits for those, and hopefully there's a few left if you're interested in that. I do want to show you what else I'm knitting on right now, of course. And that is this beautiful thing, the Tapestry Cowl. Oh. So let me see, I've got, I am going to do the double. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm 7 repeats. So 6 repeats is like this, which is really nice actually. That would be really good. But I'm having such a nice time knitting on it that I think I am going to keep going. And I haven't switched the colors. I haven't switched the colors the way I did with that one. So it's going to be all black on gray. And my guess is that we're going to use a total of 4 balls of yarn. That's the Rauma Finullgarn. They come in 50-gram balls. So this is going to end up being 200 grams of yarn if we use it all. And I think we will. So this is coming along nicely, and I will be letting you know when this is ready. I know a lot of you really like this, and of course you could do it in lots of different color combos, couldn't you? I want to talk to you about the original cowl. So this is the winter tapestry cowl, and I'm going to rename it the Tapestry Cowl because winter is moving away and it's not so wintry, and we still haven't got it out to you. Although I do hope that by the time we're watching this, that the yarn has come in from Norway and that we are able to sell the kits. The kit includes 7 balls of yarn, all seen here. There's 7 different colors, and it includes some other bits and bobs in the kit as well. I've had to make some changes to this though, and I think I alluded to the fact that I'll be sticking something again. Well, it's this. I'll show you that in a minute. So this is the cowl. Oh my gosh, how well does it go with my lovely vanilla sweater? Right, so anyway, so this now, I designed this and it was 14 blocks long. So 7 up one way, 7 down the other. And I've since changed it. So anybody buying the new pattern or the new kit, it will be written for 6 blocks up and 6 blocks down, a total of 12. Now to show you what that looks like, that is how long this is. It's 60 inches. This is my favorite. This is the Foula Snood by Donna Smith. This is 60 inches, so, you know, it's a double width. And to show you what this looks like on, this is what the tapestry cowl is going to be like. So that's not too short if you're wearing it double. In fact, this is the perfect length. I've been wearing this for years like this, and it really is nice and cozy. Or, you know, if you want to, it's nice and long too. Very pretty. I love this. So the pattern for this can be found in Shetland Wool Week 2018, I want to say. Right, so the point I'm showing you this though is to show you the length. This is going to be the length of the new tapestry cowl. And that means we're taking off these 2 blocks. So we're going to go from here now straight to here. Because you know me, in all my haste, I was knitting this at home, designing it at home, and I was using home stash. And these 2 blocks put us right over the edge. And, you know, we have about 5 grams, not enough to knit this as this is. But it's going to be beautiful even without it. And you can see there. So what I'm going there, it's beautiful, just like that, even without that extra. That's a lot less knitting too. So I'm going to put a wee elastic band around it to keep it together for you. But what I'm thinking I'm going to do, because this cowl has been morphing all along, because remember, do you remember when I first knit mine? I knit it around 4 times, and it was huge. It was like this big. So what I ended up doing was taking it in and doing a mattress stitch down the whole length of it to bring it in so that it was a more manageable width around your neck. And I just tucked the excess in there, but I gotta say it does make it bulky. And so now I want to cut this piece off and graft it. So I'm going to do that, but while I'm at it, I think I'm just going to cut off the inside piece as well, so that it's not quite as bulky. Although it is nice and warm, but it's really, really thick. So that is the story with that. I will try and record this for you so you can watch what I'm doing. Horrors of horrors. But the kit going forward is going to be 60 inches long, or you could knit half of that and make it 30 inches long and just go around once. It's going to be exactly this and exactly this, the other side. And you'll have enough yarn to knit all of this and even have a wee bit left over of each color. So this way it uses all 7 colors evenly, and you'll have the same amount of leftover on all the different balls. It's so beautiful. It really is beautiful. But I know some of you are preferring the monochromatic one too, and I get that as well. Yeah. Oh, it's going to be so nice. So that's what I'm knitting on. I won't have finished this in time for the cowl, although we did say if you're knitting something big and long like this, that, you know, getting it halfway done is good enough for being included in the FO thread. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go. So that's what it's going to look like when it's done. That is plenty length to wrap around. Well, once that's doubled, that's plenty length to wrap around twice and wear it very comfortably. So if you have any questions about that, feel free to email us. But otherwise, that is going to be the deal going forward with the tapestry cowl. Right, good. So I was just showing you there what I'm knitting on. I'd already launched into telling you all about yarn and stuff. And I forgot to tell you about my ongoing whip right now. I love knitting this, and I can totally watch TV and do this now. What helps me a lot is I have the chart printed out on paper, and I have some washi tape, and I put the tape on the row ahead of the one I'm doing, so that because you start from the bottom and you work your way up the chart, and so if you put the tape on the top line that you're working on, then you can see how it should be looking as you grow it. If you put it underneath, you're always covering up the work you're doing. So I put it on top, and that helps me just get my eye right to where I need to be. And it's much faster than looking at a whole chart with no markers as to where you are. And because you knit it over and over and over, and you're knitting it several times around, it does very quickly become quite intuitive, and I catch mistakes quickly when I do make them, which I do, but I'm able to catch them. And also a good tip if you're new to color work or lace or anything is to put a nice little stitch marker every repeat. So if you have 5, chart repeats, you have 5 stitch markers. And that way, when you're not right at the end of that repeat and you're at that stitch marker, you just have to fix what you just did. And it's not, because if you don't do that, it's the next round that you come back to and you're like, why isn't that lining up? and you have to like unwind a lot more. So I have always, even as experienced as I am, I will still put markers at every repeat of colour work or lace, especially lace. Lace I'm bad with. And so that tells me very quickly where I went wrong, and I really only have to go back the last repeat. Saves you a lot of time and will help you keep moving forward more easily and quickly. Right, I wanted to show you this lovely bucket of gorgeousness. This is all 20 colours of Marie Wallen's British Breeds yarn. It's not very often that I have all 20 in one place. So Corncockle is one of the newest colours, Dahlia, and Evergreen, and of course Thistle, which is a lovely purple. And then all these ones are, oh my gosh, can I just say, her yarn. I just bought these. These are gorgeous. These smell so good. John Arbin spins these up for Marie Wallen and her naturals. Her naturals smell so good. Can't believe I've said that. They do though. So this is raw and this is Silver Forest, and I don't think either of them are dyed at all. They are natural. And then there's this one too, which I think is dyed, is Pale Oak. But just a lovely wee palette there. And then you've got all these lovely colors here. So right now at time of recording, we do have a lot of Marie Wallen British Breeds in. When I say a lot, you know, relatively. Not enough to make kits right now. Is, you know, it's whack-a-mole when you try to populate kits, because you have everything in good supply, and then somebody comes along and buys 3 of something, and that whole kit, it gets whacked out. But we're trying. So check us often. We will be getting more yarn in. If she's able to supply it, we will get it. But isn't that lovely? So she's up to 20 colors now. We did just have her latest round of gift boxes go out, the 2nd edition ones that she did before, I think last year. We got some more of those, and those have started shipping out, so that is good. In fact, by the time you see this, they may well have all been shipped out. We are, at time of recording, we've received 1 lot. They have been packed and are going out on Monday, and we're still waiting for the others to come in from her, but they're on their way. Her yarn is lovely. So a couple of weeks ago, when we had a customer comment and ask us, you know, what's a good beginner's yarn, and I suggested Shetland 2-ply jumper weight. A lot of you agreed with me, and a lot of you actually recommended Marie's British Breeds, and actually I heartily agree. So this is beautiful. It's a beautiful blend of different British breeds, and they are a fine blend of wool spun in Devon by John Arbin himself, from Bluefaced, Leicester, Exmoor, Wensleydale and Zwartbles. And it's worsted spun because that's what his mill does, but it's so fluffy. And it blooms, so it's got a nice light twist on it. I would not use this for socks. I would not use this for socks ever. I know you can knit socks, there's designs out there, but I wouldn't. But I would knit anything else in it. It's gorgeous, and it's just so darn pretty. And it's got a lovely sheen to it as well. Some of those long wools in there give it a nice sheen. Made in small batches, right there in Devon. So Marie's doing a beautiful thing there with this yarn. And John Arbin's doing a wonderful job making it. So yeah, if you're in the market to taste a little bit, this would be a good one to taste for sure, and see what you think. Loads of patterns out there. You can make a nice hat or a wee cowl, what have you. Oh, let me tell you about some yarn that we just got back in for the first time in ages. We don't have a lot of it, not a lot of colours. We got what we could. So this is from Blackheart, and it's their Tamar, which is gorgeous yarn. Beautiful, beautiful yarn. Undervalued in general, I would say. Not by me, of course, but Look at it, it just goes so well with the colors up there. So this is camel, and this is their 4-ply Tamar. This is a long wool, and let me see if it puts it right on here. This is a Leicester blend. I will put here the exact ones rather than me trying to guess. Actually, you know what? I think I can tell you. So in here, this Leicester blend, we have Teeswater, Wensleydale, Cotswold, and Black Leicester long wool. They're all listed as at-risk breeds. So this is a very special yarn, and then it's dyed and spun at Natural Fibre Company, which is the Blacker business, the spinning end of things. So they make their own yarn, obviously. So let me show you what I have for colors. Camel, and this one here is Red River. So lush. Oh God, look at that. Ooh, and it just, look at that. Regal, I would say. Oh, beautiful. Both of these are 4-ply. Here's another 4-ply. This one here is called Withy Brook. Another beautiful, rich color. Their dye jobs are very good. There shouldn't be any running with this, but lovely and saturated. And then another 4-ply here is Tiddy Brook, Tiddy Brook. Gorgeous. So these lovely colors are what we have in the 4-ply, I believe, for now. And we also carry this in DK. So in DK weight, we have some different colors right now. This is what we could get. This is beautiful. Shales Brook. And is this DK? Yeah, it's DK. Lovely and soft. And Penpole, which I think is a cute color. This lovely, almost powder blue, but quite dark or medium. Then there is Valency. This is a grey, but it's got a sort of brown tone to it, almost a pinky brown tone, but it's grey, very warm. And lastly, here we have Tresillian, which is a gorgeous yarn, gorgeous color. So these are all the DK ones. Let me show you them together so you can get a sense of them next to each other, I suppose. Lots of sort of sea blues, it looks like. All right, let me see if I can get this there. Very pretty. So that's what we have in stock. If we can get more colors, we will, but hopefully some of this tickles your fancy, and that's what you've been looking for. All right. So I wanted to show you those because it's been quite a while that we've had a Blacker update. We do have some Lioness in good supply right now. So Lioness, we have it in DK and 4-ply, and their Lioness is of course a 50-50 linen wool blend. So this is a good summer yarn, especially if you're somewhere warm. And I just saw their newsletter where they have a brand new pattern that's sort of an almost oversized pullover that's all in ribbing, and it's done in their Lioness. It's very pretty. Looks like, you know, the sort of thing you'd want to wear on the beach as it's cooling down. So we have several colors in this. That pattern's in their DK, but we have this in 4-ply and DK, and it always does very, very well. And very rare for the Woolly Thistle is merino, but we do carry merino from Blacker. This is their Swan, and it's merino wool, usually with a bit of Shetland thrown in. This is their DK, and this is their 4-ply. You can see the difference. These are both in sand. Oh, and it does feel nice. Very, very soft. Beautiful. Really nice definition as well. So we got some of that back in. And I am hoping that we're going to be getting more Jacob and their Gotland next. I think that's next up on the spinning schedule. So that would be good. Quickly, I just want to show you some of the other gorgeous colors we have. This has been selling really well. This is Regia Merino Yak that we're now stocking, and this comes in lots of different colors. I think we've got like 17 different colors. So I just brought you some of what I grabbed that I didn't show you last time. This is 7517 gorgeous, lovely, how would you describe that? Is it sort of plum? And this one here is 7506. It's sort of a burnt orange color. And then another sort of reddish one here is 7508. So you can see how they're different. And, oh, I like this one. This reminds me of Valencia, actually, from the Tamar. A little bit similar. This one's 7509. It's different, though. This has definitely got a more lilac tone to it. I think it's a grey, but it's not a grey. Really nice. Great for socks, though. A pair of Agatha in these would be really good because there's a lot of stitch definition in this, the way this yarn is made up. 7516. Ooh. Very nice again. All right. So these are by no means all the colors that we have available in the Regia, but it is some of them. And of course, you don't have to knit socks with sock yarn. But this is good stuff for sock yarn because it's got the polyamide in it. What does it say? Does it say easily? It's 58% wool, 28% polyamide, which is like nylon, and 14% yak, which gives it beautiful softness. Really nice. So I wanted to just highlight those colors for you. And then I want to show you some needles and then some books, and then I'll let you go. So we just got in more chaigus in the shop, which you can find easily. And thank you for shopping with us when you want to get your new needles. I just got these in. And these are chaigu little sets of DPNs. It's a quilted little cover. It's really, really nice. And this ribbon, it's very nice. And then there's a little pocket here with a little bits and bobs, a little extra there, so that's nice. And the other thing I got in, because why not, in for a penny, in for a pound, as my mum always says. We already have these bags in stock with the small set, which is US 2 through 8, and then the large set, which is US 9 through 15. We have them in both the 5-inch and the 4-inch tips. This here is the 5-inch tips, but it goes US 2 all the way through US 15. So it's both sets combined in one lovely quilted case. You get all the cords that you need, the instructions, but then organized, everything where it belongs. And what's nice, of course, is you have this pocket to keep your cables in. You get all your bits and pieces, and you get a lovely needle gauge, and you get a set of stitch markers. So that's all in there, and that's where you could keep your cords when you're not using them, or you could just keep them right in the main place as well, which they're here. Red cords. So we got those in. So that's what's new at the Woolly Thistle for chaigus, but we are always restocking our supply of these. You guys really like chaigu needles. I still love my Haya Sharps too, so we still have them as well. So that's that. And lastly, you still with me? Lastly, I want to show you some new books that I've got in, and hopefully will be in the shop by the time you see this. I've got this week to get them photographed and put in the shop. I'm very excited though. Can't you tell? The Old Hand Knitters of the Dales. This book is an old classic. It's been around for years and years, and it's to do with history of the Yorkshire Dales and knitting and mills. Bedtime reading. By the way, it also has patterns and charts. And these are the sorts of mittens that they were knitting back then. So very traditional, historic storytelling in this book. That'll go in the shop soon. I cannot keep Beatrix Potter, her autobiography, in the shop. I keep trying. And it's hard to get it as well. When I'm ordering it, it's quite often on back order. And so I might only get 5 or so in at any one time, and whoosh, they go, which is lovely. Well worth a read. Good book. Oh, I'm so excited. Alice Starmore, Tudor Rose. It's in paperback, which is nice. It brings the price point down. But the photography and the styling and, of course, the patterns, all impeccable. So this book has made the rounds. Okay, another one that I wanted to get from Alice Starmore is Glamoury, and this one is hardback. So it's got a nice jacket on it. That's what it looks like underneath. Beautiful. So of course, Alice Starmore is in Scotland. This book is highly stylized. It's a coffee table book, as much as anything. And just beautiful glossy pages with beautiful, oh gosh. Listen guys, this is Scotland. That's a beach in Scotland. And then look at look at the knitting too. And this also, all of this is photographed in Scotland by her daughter, Jade Starmore. Beautiful designs. The patterns are in here, of course. Very, very beautiful. Forward thinking. I'm really happy to have this. I just got a few to see if you guys would like it. I hope you do. I do. Okay, and then I thought I would get this Wild Color. This book is by Jenny Dean. I have a previous copy for myself. There's an airplane. This book is amazing. If you've ever wanted to try your hand at natural dyeing, like I did, I then dubbed myself the Queen of Beige. This book here will give you so much eye candy and inspiration and enthusiasm for giving it a go. So things like this. Look at all these different colors. And she tells you what you need to get these colors. And you can see on the side here, there's these sort of colors. And you go there and it's telling you what the plant is and how you get different colors by using different modifiers, you know, like iron or alum. Here's the simple, humble onion. I did actually get a really good gold with my onion. Really fun to play around with this stuff, but almost as fun just to read about it as well. This is such a pretty book. Look at the photography and then look at the colors. She tells you what the flower is and which part of it you use, how you cultivate and harvest it, and then the dyeing process for getting the different colors. So if you at all feel your knitting life and yarn life is moving into wanting to play around with some colors, this is a great book. That's probably one of the main books that you should ever have if you're ever going to dye anything. But this is another one that I really like too, and I do believe I have this one myself at home, called Harvesting Color, How to Find Plants and Make Natural Dye. Yeah, this is such a nice, pretty book too. Let's have a look and find you one. There, so you know, it's telling you where you get this particular plant, and I'll tell you when you can get it and what different colors you can get. So this is goldenrod, which of course I have mountains of at home, and where it grows, when it grows, how to harvest it, and then there's a recipe. Tick seed. So just more falling down the rabbit hole of dyeing yarn is this book. Oh, don't you want to dye with these berries? Yeah. Oh, gosh. Pokeberry, apparently. I wonder if that's known as something else in Scotland. Huh. In the 19th century, pokeberry was fermented to make ink. Letters written with it survived from the time of the Civil War. Look at that rich color. Right, so anyway, that's another little color dyeing book that I thought you might like. I got this oldie, but it's a goodie. Patterns for Guernseys and Guernseys and Jerseys and Aarons. This is it's printed on what feels like good quality newspaper, and it's old. Been around for a long time. And I think that the pattern the pattern writing is like that. So this is the sort of thing that I learned to knit on, these kind of patterns, which I've said before, they were very terse and short, and while doing this at the same time do that, and they kind of require you to have a bit of knowledge or someone that you can ask. But we all have people we can ask now, don't we? We've got the Woolly Thistle group, as well as the whole of Ravelry to get answers to things. But I think this is a nice historical reference as well as anything. All the photos are black and white. Not sure we'd want to knit it exactly like that these days, but lots of different patterns and exactly how to do it. I showed you that page. Nice bit of history there. This has been around for a long time. Right, and that's it for books, needles, what I'm knitting on, but I've saved the best for last. I hope you stay with me for this. The Woolly Thistle is coming out with another box. Back in November, we did our selection box and we did it in 3 different sizes. This time, we are calling it the VIP Taster Box. It comes in 1 size, and I'm going to open it with you right now. It comes in the big size. And it will come to you with this secure tape and your address label on there. So it comes in this box, which you have to open with scissors because that tape is reinforced. Right. Everything will be very safe in its box. So once you open your box, you have this beautiful filled to the top package with tissue paper. So I'm going to unwrap that and try and show you without dropping everything what's in here. On the top is the main event, shall we say, and this is Armscott Manor, 100 grams in 4-ply. This is Portland wool, 100 grams, and you will get either their Black Welsh Mountain or a blend of their Black Welsh Mountain and Portland to come up with. They have 2 different greys. This one here is, let's see, it's either Splash or Dash. Can't find it right now. So you get 2 big 100 gram skeins each of this. Now Portland is one of the oldest sheep breeds in all of the United Kingdom, and it comes from very close to Stratford-on-Avon in Warwickshire, which of course is where William Shakespeare lived. The actual manor, Armscott Manor, is still a manor where the owner of these sheep lives, and she makes their wool into yarn. She's trying to preserve the Portland breed, which is very old and is actually mentioned in the Domesday Book. And if you don't know what it is, you can Google it. But very historical. And in fact, the manor that the sheep live at with their owner Deb was once owned by a wool merchant many years ago. I used to live in Warwick and Lamington Spa before I came over here to America. So I know the area that this wool comes from very well, and it's beautiful and steeped in so much history. So I'm very excited that we got to include this quite rare yarn and very special yarn in our box. So that goes there. And then of course, we do have a Katrinkle stitch marker that comes, and you get your pack of 3 Woolly Thistle stickers. These are really good quality stickers. And then very special and exclusive for the box, we have 3 tiny buttons that each have an owl on them. And sorry if they're upside down, but you can see how beautiful these vintage inspired buttons are. And they're handmade by my friend Sandy of Firefly Notes. And also we have a teeny tiny pair of scissors. And each box gets one of those. Let's see what other yarn we have. Not only do we have all this beautifulness in here, we again have the beautiful linen tea towels from Cardi in Scotland. This is an old linen mill that's been going since the 1800s. They're still going today, and they let me buy some of their linen tea towels to put in your boxes. So all of them look like this, but some of them, they're all different colors. There's some robin egg blue, there's some olive, there's some beige stripes, there's some red, some royal blue, pink. So I've got a lot of different colors, and that's a good segue actually into this box. Exactly. We choose the colors, but I'm telling you what yarn is in there. So we, for the second row, have, of course, Jamison Smith 2-ply. We have 4 balls of that in there. We're including 2 balls of Exmoor sock yarn from John Arbon and 2 skeins of Garthenor number 2, which is their 4-ply light sport weight yarn. And 4 balls of different colors of Jamison Smith and the tea towel. But I'm not done. So all that comes in your VIP box. Now, it's a VIP box because it's very expensive. And there's the rest of the tea towel in there. So not only do you get all this yarn and all these goodies, but you will also get early access to some things that I'll tell you about. Let me just finish showing you what's in the box. The last thing of yarn in the box is gorgeous minis from the Grey Sheep Company. And again, we will pick out the colors, but you get 5 minis, so that's 100 grams. We don't usually sell it in 5s. Usually we sell it in 3s or 4s, I think. So you get a whole 100 grams here. This is all just come in from England and for the inclusion in the box. So we have lots of different colors, and we'll be putting together 5s that look really good together. So not only do you get 100 grams of Armscott Manor Portland, 100 grams of Armscott Manor Splash Dash or Black Welsh Mountain, you also get 100 grams of John Arbon's Exmoor sock yarn, which is phenomenal, and we can't keep it in the shop. You get 2 skeins of that. You get 100 grams of Jamison Smith 4-ply, which is just a brilliant thing to include in any box all the time because it's such good yarn. So you get 4 colors of that. Then there is 100 grams of the Grey Sheep Company minis, so you get 5 mini skeins of that, and you get 100 grams of Garthenor number 2, which is their fingering sport weight, so you get 2 skeins of that. You also get a linen tea towel from Cardi in Scotland. You get the set of 3 tiny little owl buttons, and you get the stitch marker from Kitrinkles, which is made for the Woolly Thistle. You get the teeny tiny floral scissors, and you get a sticker pack. You'll also get a card with lots of pattern suggestions that you can find to knit with these particular yarns. So you can go look on Ravelry, and we give you a starting place. We think the patterns are really amazing for the yarn that we are offering. And of course, you get free shipping with all of that too. You will also have access, early access, not just early notice, but early access to those special yarns that we get in that we always sell out of very quickly. I'm not saying that you will always be able to purchase them. I think they'll still go quickly, but you will have early access to them. You will also have early VIP access to our Black Friday events, which we started out with last year, and it went really well. I do want to make some tweaks so that it goes even better. But if you purchase the VIP taster box, you will be treated as a VIP during our Black Friday events. And you'll also have first access to any more yarn that we have available after all the boxes are sold. So if we still have some yarns left over, we will offer them to you first. So if you want to knit something, maybe a sweater or something out of the Portland from Armscott, if we have any left, you will have the first offer to buy that before we put it in the shop. You will also have early access to future VIP boxes, and most importantly, Jamison Smith grab bags. So when they come up again as a VIP, you will have early access to that. Yeah, the VIP taster box is going on sale in April. Watch for our newsletters. Be sure to sign up at at thewoollythistle.com so that you will get your newsletter and notice of when that does go on sale. We do expect them to sell out pretty fast. It's a very high price point, but it's worth it. We're putting a lot of good value in it, and it should probably do you for quite a while. So I hope that you have enjoyed the show today. I feel like I've had so much to talk about, and I could sit here and talk to you for another hour, I think. So we need to have another virtual knit night soon because I'm feeling all blethery and I'm trying to curb my talking. But I hope you're well, and I hope that you enjoy what I have for you here at the Woolly Thistle. If you have any questions or anything like that, just give us an email at info@thewoollythistle.com and we will get back to you right away. Be sure to join our Facebook group and our Ravelry group and follow us on Instagram, all the usual places. Everything is The Woolly Thistle, 2 O's, 2 L's in Woolly. And I think all that's left to say is if you go out, wear a mask. Hopefully you're getting vaccinated soon. And if you go out, take your knitting. Take good care. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye for now.